I'm Jason Cirillo from Gaijin, and right now I'm a real Gaijin, coming to you straight from Tokyo, Japan. And now it is time for this week's Miiverse Storytime.
Who was taking a trot, because now she had plotted a new scheme to steal Sailor Moon's street cred. Sailor Moon had always been up in her biz, and it was finally time to put that bit in her place. She stole Sailor Moon's costume and ran around calling herself Moontoon. Command Girl Video had discovered Sailor Moon's greatest weakness, which was that she was lactose intolerant. So, Command Girl Video force-fed her Baskin-Robbins till she wondered what happened to Mario. Then Yuan appeared and decided to make this story cray-cray. Command Girl Video turned out, in fact, to be a Miiverse admin and banned all who opposed her. However, Yuan, James, Sonic, Ruben, and Monado appeared and engaged the tyrant in battle. They were successful. However, Ashley was badly wounded, so they took him to see his husband, Dant Rambo, who had recently started training as a nurse while moonlighting as a pole dancer in Jacob's Club. As he danced, Dant Rambo informed our heroes of what they had to do to save Ashley. "Why can't you do it?" asked Ruben. "I'm on in 10, Dant Rambo replied. "Let us set off," exclaimed Sonic, desperate to save the man, who he looked vaguely like. And so our heroes set off in their adventure. The first trial they came up against was the trial of the troll. The Xbox one is amazeballs, and why you is dead laws. The troll was particularly on form that day. However, Ruben, Monado, Yuan used their ninja skills and defeated the troll by figuring out his weakness, the phrase, Xbox off forever. Forever is more accurate. But Command Girl Video was unhappy with how the story forgot about her and decided to catch Commander Video before his flight against Timbletrot, so our main protagonist could finally put Dulcine in the spotlight. However, the spotlight was broken, and they couldn't get a replacement bulb until Monday. Then James appeared. The world was complete. Due to James's appearance in this story, somehow made sense again. It's true, James completes everything. Just to wait for someone, Jacob, Ruben, etc., to mess it up again. James, I don't think you understand the rules. It's not allowed to make sense. Eventually, Monday came along, but it was a bank holiday Monday. Facepalm. Then, a stone troll invaded Lieutenant Ashley's base. Because of the abundance of Lynx deodorant at the time, the troll found some and sprayed it everywhere. There, it found Uncle Dill, still enjoying the money from last week. Well, the story's getting more abnormal now, which is good. What was it supposed to be about again? Command Girl Video's best day ever, which turned out to be her worst. Well, we can ditch that sooner this time. I think Gaijins probably realized that they should expect unserious responses throughout. Indeed. Hashtag YOLO. No, hashtag YOSO. You only squid once. The end! Yuan returned and was enraged to find out that his plotline had been discarded so quickly. As our heroes continued, they found a Jakob, who had passed out in the sand. In order to help Jakob, our heroes trekked back to Dant Rambo, who had just finished an exhausting finale dance and was tending to Ashley's wounds. Dant Rambo saw Jacob, and sighed, "Jakob, you own this club. Where you been, girl?" "Right here," she said. Meanwhile, the Space Canadians were plotting their next move against the trolls. They planned to aid our heroes by destroying every iteration of Jack and Scott. They were going to attack with the bees what were in space. The leader, Ranger Bill, said, "We should team up with Ashley's club, eh?" That's terrible Canadian accent. I can't believe I did that. However, the French Space Canadians arrived and tried to hijack the ship. Also, Super Mr. Mojo is really cool. And follow him, and I hear he has cookies. Will do. Not. We're self-advertising again? Okay, Sonic Rush 88, guys. Oscar Dog 19 wants to followers too. Meanwhile, at the League of Evil, follow everyone. And I mean everyone. Wait, that user doesn't exist. The Joker and Scott and Jack 95 plotted to destroy our heroes, as if Ashley revived, they would have their powers drained by his awesomeness. But our heroes knew this. However, Matt was working undercover at the League of Evil as Ben 10. And Ben 10 was the almighty force of stupendous, amazing, fantastic, scrumdiddlyumptious, powerful, perilous, crisp-worthy, rapacious seeker of money. But Matt wasn't the real Ben 10. Then the chat went seriously off topic. Yuan, Sonic said. Oh, SpaghettiOs! Yuan had gone missing. He had been kidnapped by the League of Evil. Then he met Mario and had a party, and they had him locked in a cell, but Matt snuck in and freed him. Or set him free, rather. Mario said Craig is awesome, and Bit Trip Commander agreed. This has gone off topic, so he ate a cookie. Scott and Jack were on to Matt, though, and they knew he really wasn't Ben 10. The cookie had pot noodle in it. Mario realized that Craig is in no way awesome. However, the PKRS Club is very awesome. Mario says Cray1GY2 and yelled his post, and then he ate spaghetti. Everyone forgot about Yuan and left him with the League of Evil. Mr. Men, they were so evil that Runner 2 rules! James then said, what the heck, guys? Why wasn't I in the last story much? And then they subscribed to Cray1G5 Shardy on YouTube, who will start doing a Runner 2 walkthrough in... And Sonic told him he needed to comment, but he was very sorry. Sad face. The League of Evil reminded themselves to Sonic and Co. with their new ally, August. Lol, what? August was fierce and was half Viking. Then, Gaijin Games gave us all some new updates and DLC for Runner 2. My fourth favorite month of the year. Matt then met August and got his autograph. This is Pingas! August was just a code name. The real new member was... He then met Craig. Whoa! Hold it! Chill! Everyone chill! Shouted Pikachu. Derpy Hooves! He was annoying, but helped so much that as he used his Thunderbolt on Commander Video, they decided not to kill him. Is this going to have every comment in it? Asked Craig. The Oids started looking for Reggie, Matt, Mr. Epic, and Max. And then the guy who read the story, face palms. No, it's a girl, but you know. Derpy Hooves could not have been the new member as she was killed in a karting accident. It was actually Nyan Cat. And music starts. So Derpy Hooves' spirit joined instead. Nyan. Yay! Facepalm. Subscribe to me, shouted Cray1 to Shardy from YouTube. The Oids gave up looking and just blew up. Lol. Everyone else is advertising, so why can't I? Facepalms. Lol, indeed. So everyone forgot that Yuan had been kidnapped. Sad violin. Angry video game nerd facepalm. I don't know if I can even do that. The Yuan finding team were PKRS Club, Ruben, Mr. Epic, Matt, Craig, Derpy Hooves, Ghost, Crazy S, YOLO, Super Hard Facepalm. Hashtag YOLO Swag 3000. Never! The EFT got the League of Evil's base. They fought Autumn. Upon his defeat, he said... So he went on to find Yuan, and we all subscribed to Cray1 to Shardy, the Shardy 886 on YouTube. I'm sorry your Yuan is another secret base, and died soon after. Craig is awesome. Then, the night before Christmas scared the EFD so much that, said his spirit, lol, don't post with pictures, jeez! Picture on the wall. It is a picture of an Apple iPad, said Commander Video as he watches the previous story. The end. Once upon a time, there was a cheeseburger named Ham. Also had whey, buttermilk, lactose, buttercream, and cream in it. And an apple. And Matt and Craig. Oh, no, so. What? Oh, who are all the superheroes except Bowser? Who was a pineapple? Mr. Epic made Greg Heffley eat it, but he said, I'm lactose intolerant. Who was a super villain? Trollolololololo. Sad troll face. No! Yes! Yes and no! Maybe! Glasgow Rangers strong starts. We are simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Sometimes! Except me. You support the Rangers. Then Commander Video bought an Xbox One, which was more successful than the PS4, said Craig, but Craig was wrong. Yes, I support the Rangers, said Craig, with a hint of obviousness. But then Phantom came back, riding a giant Wii U that crushed everything. The Xbox One sold pi times centillion units. Oh no, not Phantom. He's going to kill us. The obviousness was made of Parma ham. Hey, said Phantom, you know what would be cool is if they animated these. Wink, wink. Screamed Giga Bowser and Donkey Kong and Wee Willie Winky. I don't think they're going to make the video this week. Running through the town. Then, Matt, Mr. Epic, Craig were forced by the Phantom's order to eat the Parma ham. You shall all bow down to the Phantom, a.k.a. the Phantom, a.k.a. Sam, a.k.a. you magic men. Eat the Parma ham! Never! You shall all be my slaves, screamed Craig. Now I will have over 9,000. Mr. Epic started crying because he was supposed to be the one to rule them all. No. Phantom turned out to be a plastic ruler for school uses. Just kidding. I'm dead. Phantom slapped Craig. You fool! Bow down to the mighty might of the mighty Phantom who might like meat. Phantom is my ultimate boss. I'm second highest, said Craig. No! Mr. Epic found out my true identity, screamed Phantom. I like pie, said Phantom. It was Glasgow Rangers' fault. They made us eat the Parma ham. And at the very bottom is Reuben.
What's Parma ham?
I don't know. Who hadn't even shown up. Craig set off with the mighty Phantom ruler to destroy Badman's once and for all. No, it was all Celtic's fault, screamed everyone else, including the Magic Apple. Then Reuben heard Run, the World Girls. Oh, that song, and that made everyone vomit. Reuben was too busy fighting Gandalf and Dumbledore at the same time. He knew that he shall pass. Chuck Norris is Sparta. That's funny. But Phantom is Chuck Norris. The Badmans were armed with their new cookies and their Mac and Me DVDs. A young you magic man cried in pain while splashing in Bandland. Craig is leaving for now, and we'll be back later. Bye, magic cookie slaves. Dant is hoping we won't bring up his gender again. Run the World Girls turned out to be Rebecca Ruler's ringtone. Whoops, I just did. Yeah.
Dant loves Run the World Girls. How did you know? Screamed Dant. So then everyone set fire to Dant. But Dant danced his pains away and played on the V, that weird Wii clone. He played Debt Rubber 2, a game about erasing debts. Beyonce's girls danced with Dant. Phantom joined in. Then Thor caught Phantom dancing to Run the World. But Phantom was shot, causing him to leave the story. For now. Then everyone was surrounded by silence. Boo! It's a ginger ale ghost! Ah! Screamed Mama Luigi. To end. ... Or is it? Looks like the end of the other story in the YouTube community. Never! Haha, this is my community now. This is Sparta. No! B. Super duper ultimate Mr. _ epic facepalm. 10 facepalms in a row. Is this story just an excuse to make the Gaijin developers hit themselves? BA Konami code. Oh, sorry, that was up, down, left, right, BA Konami code. I guess. Rolls head around. Oh, a code. Does the Harlem Shake. That'll be fun to watch, XD. Then Commander Video said, this story is a train wreck, a total one, not even funny like the first one. Well, see y'all later. Gaijin Games did the Harlem Shake. By reading this aloud, they agreed to put a Harlem Shake bit at the end of the video. No, he didn't. They would only do that if they got Matt back on the lead. Then Alex Noisy cried, I will never go on a lead. I am Django on chain. Craig returns. This story is madness. Madness, ... This is Sparta. And I don't think they'll put this story in the video. It's really stupid, guys, just like the cake. It was a lie. I suggest we stop posting now. He discovered Studio Ghibli movies. What else could it be, smiley face? Then Commander Video went to Lego City and bricked the Wii U console with a Lego update. And ate a Lego cake who could talk. His name was Jim Bob. And walk, too, which was odd as he had no legs. Then Silly Buffalo came in with sillier buffalo wings. Silly Buffalo and the Wings went to be trained into dojo by Master Toilet Paper. Command Girl Video was there. She was a black belt in Kin Fu. Master Toilet Paper shouted at them, Waffles, he said. Then he threw waffles at them. I am Waffles, shouted Master Toilet Paper of Kin Fu. Realizing that the story was not nearly as good as the previous, Ewan decided to delete all of his comments to make you seem insane. Command Girl Video used her hands to chop and knock away waffles. Silly Buffalo and the Wings ate them. Command Girl Video got a black belt after that. Super Ultra Black Belt. You have failed, shouted Master Toilet Paper. Try again, if you dare, he said, grinning weirdly. For some reason, Nintendo was bought by Capcom. But Nintendo was older than Capcom, so Nintendo bought Capcom and the name was changed to Nintendo EAD2. Meanwhile, Commander Video was in a meeting with Mario, Sonic, Pokemon Trainer, Luigi, Kirby, Ness, and Olimar, and Scat McCool. They were talking about the canceled Super Mario 64 2 for the failed N64 disk drive. Then Command Girl video, Silly Buffalo and Wings and Master Toilet Paper of Kinfu came in to show their martial art skills. Then they remade Super Mario 64 2 for Wii U instead. Master Toilet Paper was mad because like a waffles. Luckily, Luigi took a picture of the demo and shown it to public. The demo, according to the picture, took place in space, but in a different universe. Had plants and Mario was on one of them. Luigi is Sheen in a plant running on it. And Commander Video wanted his next game to be called Runner 3, even further into the future legend of the aliens' return. Runner 4, Baby Steps, was announced. Runner 5, Resting the Legs, came after. I want a game too, said Scat, but Master TP wanted quietness, so he threw a waffle at Scat. Runner 6, Running the World with Girls. Then Mario said his next game will be called Super Mario Extreme. Next, the meeting was over. Meanwhile, at Sega, they were partying all day. She started her very own menstrual cycle and then went on to become a beautiful succubus. Boo! Then Mr. Epic done rap battles in Matt's ear. No, said Matt. Then Matt went to San Diego for the 300th post party, or should I say partay. It turned out E3 was today. Matt could only pick on which one would he pick. 1. Find out next week on Columbo. Then Dan Rambo filed a lawsuit on Columbo for only revealing the answer once, the one for ONC5. Meanwhile, Oliver was going on a binge drinking spree. Also, Dan Rambo had changed his name to Dan Rainbow. He was drinking milk, which is bad for cats. Dodger, his BFF who was a dog, tried to stop him. They gave up and began drinking with him. I like fluffy clouds. Then Dodger sung a song, Why Should I Worry? It went like this. Why should I worry if Oliver is trying to kill himself? I'll just chill out and drink with him. Followed by an 8-minute dubstep solo. Billy Joel, the singer, did not approve. Then Dodger remembered his first debate was today as he was running for president. He also forgot that he was running for Princess of Canada on the same day. Then Oliver's owner wondered what the heck happened to him. Then Reuben realized that Oliver was a cat, not an Iron Man. Charles Dickens came back to life and sued Disney for adapting Oliver Twist into Oliver and Company, only to find Oliver in a moonwalking competition with Captain Falcon. Just then, a giant magenta dromaeosauride came out of nowhere and attacked the entire world. Then Charles Darwin came and they had a tea fight. His finches helped attack Charles Dickens. Theodore Roosevelt and the whole cast of Blue's Clues jumped into action. They ran out of tea, so they went home. Darwin's finches followed Dickens home. Then Bob the Builder came and yelled, You want me to put the hammer down? Gets a hammer and hammers his hand. Ouch, he exclaimed. A dusty, shrill voice called out from the alleyway, demanding specifically Coke and Pepsi.
I want Coke and Pepsi.
Revan came and gave him the Coke and Pepsi, but it was Diet and Max. A mysterious man exclaimed. The comfy sofa and baseball bat armies were attacking. The Boomerang Lord was dissatisfied at the billboards of light and dark. So the Bangarang Lord and the Lorax came and beat him up. The skyboat blotted out the sun as it rained gold bars and Oshawotts onto the citizens below. Everyone screamed. Everyone was mighty sore about this. Meanwhile, users wished that only Runner 2 owners could comment to Miiverse Storytime. There should also be a 5-post limit so that people can't monopolize the story. Well, Matt was an owner, so he was okay. Whoops. And then everyone stopped making the story for a while. Oh wait, the fourth wall, it's broken. Oh no, Zoe, we're all gonna die. Then Matt was forced to drink new Coke. It gave him the power to repair the fourth wall and continue the story. He couldn't stand the taste. Then someone fell off the chair and exploded. So then they were sued. In Jacob's court and stuff. However, Monado was pronounced Monado and not Monaco. This resulted in marshmallows raining from the ceiling while Jacob threw a boomerang at Excite Bike 4. But it flew back and then I said, I always want to be part of the story, but it gets confusing to follow. But Ruben, Kai, Monado, Sonic, you, and Jacob James, and all the others went to make everyone be excited about the Nintendo at E3 2013 Nintendo Direct would air tomorrow, with angry PS4 X-Bound PC fanboys screaming, Wii U is lame, but the admins didn't ban them. Instead, they banned Jacob for complaining about them, and everyone said the story didn't make sense anymore. Hashtag why you do this. 10 years later, Badam went on to say Runner 2 is the best game ever, even after the release of The Legend of Super Banjo 3, because the night belongs to lovers, and was honored by the Silly Buffalo, and Gaijin decided to write a musical about Miiverse Storytime entitled Adventures of the 92743 64524784623446836 35th kind. Long numbers, Silly Buffaloes, and PKRS. The most famous song was If I Was Goatee Man and won 3 Tony Awards. Whilst Mega Man's mother bought a planet. Then James and Jacob hoped that when this was read, the reader would burst into uncontrollable laughter. She bought Sega Saturn. Hashtag breaking the awkward silence. Gaijin Games' next game would be a great game they gave to Gavin Gardleton. It was about dinosaurs. Dinosaurs that had the ability to morph into tables. The game included E.T., Bubsy, the Cheetah Man, Superman, and the Family Party Bear as bosses. But the final boss was an EA Microsoft hybrid with cash cows as weapons. This is going to be a long story, Jacob. Yeah, Cop thought. At least it's funny, James said. Then the ground shook. The world was no longer in balance because Goatee Man, in another dimension on the Pokerus Club, was featured in Madame Tussauds in Amsterdam. Had shaved his goatee. This means the world will end. Yet again, then tomorrow will be just fine. But it was just a dream. Goatee Man would never do that. Meanwhile, the League of Evil, the Space Canadians, had been caught and imprisoned. She was going out on a date with Commander Video, the runner of her dreams. The French Space Canadians had betrayed the Space Canadians and turned them into the League. Their first stop would be at the Emerald Brine, where Commander Video would take her jet skiing. I think that was supposed to be Command Girl Video. That's okay. However, their plans were interrupted when they were called in to save the Space Canadians over a low rumbling hippo bottom burp. However, Reverse Man decided to crash the party by trying to impress Command Girl Video with his there were two different realities in this story. Ridiculous surfing skills. And by ridiculous, I mean he got swallowed up by a tidal wave. Space Canadians, people, they need to be saved. Goatee Man's crazy dream was triggered by overhearing a conversation of his captors, the Badmans. Witnessing this danger, Commander Video heroically swooped in to rescue his half-fish rival by an overgrown jar of pickled eggs that has been genetically engineered to supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's the best you've ever seen it spelt, smiley face. Oh, Canada.
This only made Command Girl Video crush even more on the good commander, which filled her with the
It's too late. The Space Canadians already saved themselves.
burning desire to impress her love interest when Timbletot suddenly arrived to hog the sunbeds.
The Space Canadians, who recently escaped, came with more sunbeds.
Command Girl Video dashed towards the strange antagonist and roundhouse kicked him straight into the...
The sunbeds ended up being nicked by the Pants Police. Meanwhile, the Space Canadians realized they were at the wrong beach, so they turned into space chimps and killed the Family Party Bear.
sea. Brr, the huge splash caused a big incoming wave to home in on the bathers, now fully recovered.
The French Space Canadians came back to kill the Space Canadians.
The Family Party Bear offered the space chimps his game.
However, the Space Canadians were now chimps, so the French Space Canadians didn't recognize them.
Reverse Merman used up all of his strength to swallow the wave and spit it back out. Just then, the
French Space Canadians settled with killing the Family Party Bear.
suddenly bad ham, saddled on Reverse Merman's back, descended from the clouds in a beam of rainbow.
Little Mermaid used Photoshop to turn the FSC into French space chimps.
Rhythm Police danced onto the scene to figure out what was going on, and so Commander Video grabbed onto Bad Ham's back.
The two groups of space chimps began to fight.
Command Girl Video's hand, and the two runners ran quickly off to the beach together, where they'd left their I Feed My Love CD. Because she finally stopped running,
The space chimps eventually turned back into Canadians who had very distinct strands of blue hair.
settled down with a garden sausage each as they headed to the cinema together to continue their date. And I'm hungry like the wolvies. The end. Was the name of Rayman's new game. Never
Rayman was a French space Canadian, so no one bought it.
managed to ship infinity units. Oh no, so it's happening. The two realities are splitting, said the Family Party Bear. But he's dead. No, it's getting worse. I meant his twin that was a tramp from Reuben's story. Meanwhile, Silly Buffalo and the Wings, with Master TP, were attacking the FSC and Family Party Bear with some aggressive pineapples, while Bananas invaded Orange territory. Then, Derpy Fish, Master TP of Kin Fu, and the Superhero Justice Squad had to save the world, but the world was never saved by Captain Underpants. So Commander Video and Command Girl Video had saved the world like a boss. Commander Audio was very angry, so he summoned Rebecca Black to fight Commander Video and company. Commander Video was all like, do it like a boss. So Command Girl Video did as Commander Video said, but she didn't do it like a boss. Rebecca Black was defeated because it was a Monday. So the Derpy gang, Derpy Fish, Derpy Potato, and Derpy Octopus had to help. And they did it like a boss. Master Toilet Paper helped too with his Kin Fu skills. Together they beat Rebecca Black. Then Derpy Fish said, Derpy Octopus was confused. The world was saved for a while, but this is not the end. What? Said Derpy Octopus. The world was brought by Uncle Dill with his lottery winnings until he figured out it was the wrong story. You saved the world. Translation, you saved the world, said Derpy Fish to Derpy Octopus. and had a party. Master DJ TP into house, said DJ Toilet Paper, then Commander Girl Video and Commander Video danced while the derpy gang Harlem shaked. Harlem shook? Scat shuffled and Silly Buffalo did can-can.
We interrupt this program because we ran out of bananas. Run for your lives! This is not Sparta without bananas. Save us, Donkey Kong. The Rebecca Black fans are gonna steal all your bananas too. Ah, barrels, why Donkey Kong, why? Rebecca Black fans are dormant on all days apart from Friday.
Hey, how to unlock key in Runner 2?
The Rebecca Black are coming. Ah, guys from above, the Pie Face Club. Hey guys, I'm a firing my laser, shouted the Derpy Gang Master TP, Silly Buffalo, and Scat. And they fired.
This story doesn't make any sense anymore. What's happening?
Lasers at the Rebecca Black gang.
Rebecca Black gets Pokeball. Go on out, Entei.
Sense is not allowed.
Entei, use never-ending flamethrower. Oh no, I just realized I made a typo. The story has met with a terrible fate. Ah, the Lavender Town music.
Okay, let's be honest, we kind of ruined story time right here.
Keep going. But we ruined it, and we broke the fourth wall. The fourth wall has been broken. Break the third wall now. We already did. No, the Lavender Town music is getting louder. We're not telling it like it's a story anymore. Now it's like a chat room. Let's turn it back into a story.
So the people participating in Miiverse Storytime finally understood the power of caps lock. Luckily, Badham's early arrival was due to a vision he saw of Storytime's destruction, and he joined with Reverse Merman to get the story back on track. To do this, he conjured up a new villain. A villain who shall be created by the next poster, as Badham did not want to take over too much. New enemy, Dr. Chopsticks! And then Dr. Chopsticks randomly passed away on the spot. Then the crowd started cheering because, oh boy, wait for it.
This is the 500th comment.
Then Dr. Chopsticks stopped the 500th comment celebrations because there's 501 now. And then the storyteller broke the fourth wall to tell the other storyteller that Dr. Chopsticks
502
died. Sonic dashed in and gave her or him 5 Chaos Emeralds and then dashed off because now Dr. Chopsticks died. And then one of the storytellers, Nicholas, broke the fourth wall again because he wanted to hear his name in the Miiverse Storytime video. I now say on behalf of everyone that this story is a mess and we shall make it better. The troll of wall breaking grabbed Nicholas and threw him out of the room, and Miiverse Storytime was saved. But that happened in another universe. And then he went mad with power and threw all the other storytellers into the void. The Space Canadians came in to save the day. As thunder roared and the rain crashed to the ground, Dr. Chopsticks rose from his grave, and then he gave Runner 2 a 100 out of 100 on Metacritic. It turns out he was never a villain in the first place. Everyone had been deceived by Badham, and then Badham and the troll of wall breaking had a fistfight. Badham sat on his blood-red, golden-trimmed, diamond-encrusted throne. "Who dares face me?" he yelled. He punched the troll in the face without even standing up. "Who is next?" he smirked. Before fighting, Badham said, "You have no power here!" Then Slenderman skydived out of a helicopter and onto the dead troll. "Slenderman? I have heard of your frightening tales," Badham shuddered. "Now time for the war against Slenderman." Then Slenderman yelled, "You created a paradox by killing the troll." "A paradox?" Badham questioned with a perplexed tone. "What do you mean, a paradox?" Then Slenderman realized he didn't have a mouth. A storyteller made parts of the story impossible to happen now. Then the story reset itself to make sense. The troll of wall breaking grabbed another storyteller and threw him next to Nicholas. Then everyone was happy for 2 seconds until dark clouds blocked the sun and the earth became cloaked in a thick, mystifying shadow.
We interrupt this program again to show what's happening in the void right now.
Then a big monster came and attacked everyone. Link fighted the monster. The monster was actually Ganon. Link won and then died because he was tired. Ganon, in a strange turn of events, was actually being possessed by Zelda. Zelda was still alive and had now become a dictator. It was a dark day for Hyrule's citizens. Princess Zelda paused everyone, including her. Pause was for 2,300,567 years. A few people were immune to this time stop and so pressed on the heroic Goatee Man to undo this act. Esmeralda from the Hunchback of Notre Dame met Zelda. While they were fighting, the trapped storytellers realized that the story can make sense if the timing is right. Then Ganon was back from the dead, and with no hero, he became ruler of the world. So then the admins made it only one person can comment in 1 minute. But it turned out he was plastic, like Phantom was. Goatee Man was faced with the toughest challenge yet. He took a large gulp. "I must defeat Ganon." However, everyone, except Ganon, died because they were old. Then, the then-thens chased after the storytellers because they said then too much in the story. Goatee Man was frightened by the fact that Ganon was plastic. He remembered the boss from Wind Waker. Next, Ganon was thinking of a plan to bring everyone back to life.
Then shouted, then.
With a world full of corpses, Then-Thens, and Ganon, Goatee Man knew he needed assistance. He think for a plan for 70 years and then died. Who would assist Goatee Man in his time of crisis? With nobody in the universe, the whole universe just exploded. The end. For real. Because only Gaijin Games gets to say when the story ends for real, so the story restarts, with Command Girl Video being extremely happy. However, this time, things would develop differently, as Goatee Man and Nicholas saw the old future. Command Girl Video went back to fight Badham and the Troll of Wall Breaking with a time machine. The sun started to get blocked off again. A Parabadham was about to say, but was interrupted by Command Girl Video, who said, "Save us, Commander Video!" Commander Video was not available, so the Derpy Gang and Master Toilet Paper came instead. Nicholas awoke and said, "This would be a good soap opera." Badham's army marched forward, destroying everything in its path. "This world will be mine." "No!" exclaimed Crazy S.
This is Sparta!
Slenderman grabbed Nick and threw him to the ground. Then Slenderman caught up with Badham's army. When they realized Slenderman got fought off by Master TP. The sun was coming closer to them. Nick was pointing out every part of the story that didn't make sense. This was one of them. Command Girl Video rocketed up into the sky and pushed against the sun. She was only delaying it. Soon it would strike the earth and engulf it in scorching flames. Back on Earth, there was a massive battle between Nick and the Derpy Gang and Badham. So Commander Video got a huge rocket with arms pushed the Earth really far away. There's still time. Badham cried, "We must put aside our differences and band together." Another solar system. They had all gone crazy. The sun was coming closer and the void had blew up. Little did they know, Badham's words were just a ruse. He planned to take over the world. Nick again pointed out that this part of the story was senseless. He said,
Man, this soap opera would get bad reviews if this even was a soap opera.
"We're safe. The Earth has been pushed away," announced Crazy S in a deep voice. Nick said to the other storyteller, "What? We didn't push the Earth away." Amongst the chaos, no one realized Badham now had control of the news and was unsung to wash the nation. Who would stop him? We didn't do it. Nick, Commander Video did, said Crazy S. Crazy S found out about Badham's plan and escaped to Derpy World with the Derpy Gang and Master TP. Meanwhile, Badham was being really mean by kicking sandcastles and drawing beards on photos.
Nick beat Badham to the ground. Nick shouted, "Ha, you can't beat a person with two ways to say their first name." While Crazy S partied with Derpy Fish for 600 comments. Then Nick was the one who went mad with power. He got it in his time machine and went back to the beginning of the story. Ha 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 ha. I am the best storyteller. I will get rid of all the parts of the story that don't make any sense. Reality, as people called it, changed. Everyone was disappearing, and in every dimension. The Earth, the Void, Derpy World, and the universe of Gaijin Games. Everything was gone, all storytellers. The end, for now. But then, one brave hero went back in time, and his name was Crazy S. Everything reappeared and things became normal, for now. I was in an alternative universe, number 8.9 billion, where dinosaurs are still alive, are invisible. Nick shouted, "What? Impossible. How could they still be alive? It's over 9,000. They're still alive in that universe. They never went extinct, just invisible." Nick shouted again, "You don't mean invincible, Crazy S." Nicholas kept shouting random stuff like, "Gaijin Games still hasn't released Runner 1 in Australia." Oh, oops. "No, Nick, I mean invisible," shouted Crazy S. Nick and Crazy S had a fist fight on the edge of time and space. Nicholas kicked Crazy S into universe number 666, the land of tacos. In the end, I fell asleep while reading the story, and so we'll never know how it ends. Or maybe we will, as I recorded the film adaptation on my VCR. Now I just need to watch it. Crazy S then ate a magical taco at Command Girl Video's taco party, which brought him back to universe number 1, our own. And then Nick was thrown into universe 9001, the universe of impossible brew challenges. Nick said to Crazy S, "That never happened, you can't change the story." Then there was the Badman Tower there, run by Badmans, EA, Enda Kenny, and Microsoft. Dr. Chopsticks was there too. Nick said to Crazy S, "Again, that never happened." I can change it, Nick. Any Miiverse user can change it," said Crazy S in a Chase McCainish voice. "That did happen," said Crazy S. "If it didn't, then neither did the Taco Universe part." Nick said, "Well, I can change it, and you just broke the fourth wall." "The fourth wall has been broken many times anyway," said Crazy S. "I can go back in time and fix that," said Nick. Then Nick said, "I've had enough of this," and pulled out an AK-47 and shot the universe core. "Stop him, Derpy Fish," Scat McCool and Master Toilet Paper of Kim Fu commanded Crazy S. Every single dimension, invisible or not, blew up in a dramatic, fiery finale seen by every being in the world to the end. Then Crazy S went to war. But the shot hit Derpy Fish, who died a painful, slow, and tragic death. Since it hit Derpy Fish, Nick's last few comments are now lies in like the cake. The last thing Nick said was, "This part of the story doesn't make any sense. The universe was safe and Nick's plans destroyed along with Derpy Fish, but what next?" Nick, the storyteller, said, "How dare you? You just ruined a good finale. You also died too, Crazy S. Everyone died. If everyone died, that includes you, Nick. You ruined my version of the story by killing the universes rather than Derpy Fish." "Yes, it's in the story. It's called Storytime," said Nick. "I know, but we are both dead in your version of the story, but it's just Derpy Fish in mine," said Crazy S. "What is going on?" asked Barack Obama. "Crazy S and Nick broke Miiverse Storytime," replied some random person. "Are you sure that wasn't Mordachi and Rigby that ruined Miiverse Storytime?" Then a random person says, "No, it was Fred Flintstone and George Jetson that was ruining Miiverse Storytime here and there." Then all of a sudden, Finn and Jake challenges Mordachi and Rigby to battle to the death. "Wait, what?" Command Girl Video says, "What does this have to do with me? I have no idea," says the man who is the leader of the leaderboards. "All I know is that SpongeBob SquarePants and Rainbow Dash has something." Nick interrupted. "Enough with the cartoon characters. Mostly because of the fact that we've reached 666 comments," said Nick. To do this catastrophe around in Miiverse community, 666 divided by 2, the number that's been haunting me recently, or lately today, said Crazy S. Nick replied, "Mine..." I'm not reading that. Luke said, "That's nothing. Mine is world 1-5 equals 181 million because I'm the most powerful man there is to it. Right, Command Girl Video? Yeah, whatever." Whoa, wait, whoa. "I'm the most powerful," Unchumumbo Poo said. "I was about infinity times infinity," explained Unchumumbo. Everyone in Miiverse was bamboozled. "Let's all break the fourth wall again, but again, this time with the Derpy Gang," exclaimed Pooh. "I'm going with the story," said Dirty Octopus. Octopus. "Nerp," said Derpy Starfish. "Kumangu Vedero will," Derpy Starfish told Derpy Octopus. "Irie," said Derpy Octopus. Sadly, they and the Derpy Gang left for now. Then Crazy S and Unchumuntro came in. They saw the wreckage of Command Girl's Video's fight. "This is Sparta," said Crazy S and Unchumuntro. The Derpy Gang said, "This is Sparta," from afar, way ocean in the Derpinese Sea. Command Girl Video had no idea what was going on. Instead of asking, she did the Harlem Shake. Crazy S did the worm. Unchumuntro did the Bernie, while the Derpy Gang did some sort of random dance. All of Unchumuntро's Pokemon did a cute dance in their Pokeballs. Then, Command Girl Video found a piece of paper. It was a lottery ticket. She saw she had won a penny. She screamed, but no one heard her. She went to the nearest store to get her old moldy penny. She was so excited. She started a flash mob. But then he said, "That doesn't mean you need to stop." But then Pooh, Unchumuntro, said, "It's impossible, it's over 9,000, in Vegeta's voice, for no apparent reason. He started to sing. Then Nick said, "We need to get back to the original story instead of this. Oh, I'm on a boat with a couple of wackos, shaking my hips and dipping my fat toe in the water. This party's getting hotter, it's so hot, stupid." Then the story went back on. Raymond, he decided to actually eat cheese. Nick grabbed Pooh and went back to the story that happened before Luke came. Then Luke was wiped out of existence. Report violation. They went back to when the sun was about to devour the earth. Story Nick was about to beat down Bottom and go crazy again. The real storyteller Nick was about to tell fake story character Nick that if Bottom's beaten down, then Nick would go insane. Crazy S would be sent to the land of tacos, and the story would be ruined by Luke, and Miiverse Storytime would shrivel away again. Before fake Nick could agree or disagree, a portal opened. The troll of Paradox Twins jumped out. He slapped everyone silly and then jumped back into the portal. All the main characters were down. The sun had entered into the atmosphere. Miiverse Storytime had again met with a terrible fate. The earth burned up, and there were obviously no survivors, and that is how the world of Cave Story began. Storyteller Nick decided to ignore what the other storyteller said about Cave Story because Nick hasn't played Cave Story yet. And then all the Cave Story characters went to Nick's floating space house and egged it. All of the eggs messed up the orbit of Nick's house from Pluto. Nick's house turned into an asteroid going 125 million miles per hour. Nick tried to hold on to a root that was hanging from the bottom of the asteroid as his house disappeared. The asteroid flew out of the Milky Way, then Nick flew into the void. Then the Then found Nick. Nick and the Thens became the best friends forever, and they all celebrated 700 commons. And she went to the donut shop after she rode her unicycle across town and hit a flying off. She hit a wall, and then she went into a Wizard of Oz episode. Then waking up, she was in a box. The end. She had just been engaged to Commander Video. Her wedding was today, and she was excited that she would shout with excitement. Then during the wedding, Miss Commander Video had butterflies in her stomach. It's okay, she told herself, but she wasn't really sure. Then the priest said, do you accept this young, amazing woman to be your bride? And then Commander Video said, yes. Mrs. Commander Video was so thrilled, and she screamed, hugged Commander Video, and got married to the end. The paradox that Batman early created had a significant effect on what was to come. The alternate universe, free of the storyteller's destruction, was born. Batman woke with a headache more painful than those you get when you listen to Nicki Minaj. Yes, that's excruciating. However, Batman wasn't alone. He felt a dark presence following him, watching his every step. But for now, all he could do was move forward across the blood-red sand beneath his feet. As he walked hesitantly across the red, barren wasteland, the illuminating red sky cast a mysterious glow across the earth. Suddenly, Batman felt the dark presence closing in on him. It was a guy telling him to stop taking over the story. Never, Batman roared. It's not my fault they kept blowing up the universe every 5 posts. Batman stared the guy in the eyes. You think you can stop me? The guy said, maybe, because I have the power of 9,000 goatees and pinguses. Intimidating, Batman sarcastically smirked. I have something up my sleeve too. Reverse Merman. The guy screamed, no, I must do my power dance. To be a man, you must have honor, and something else. Batman removed his jacket to reveal his suit, marked with the iconic G. He was in fact Goatee Man. His power grew from 9,000 pinguses and goatees to 9,001 goatees and Maya's infinite pinguses. Never will you sing or dance to such a random song again, Batman declared. Locked-eyed, he was ready. The guy revealed his true identity. He was none other than Goatee Fan. Goatee Man's psychotic fan. The fight between Goatee Man and psychotic follower Goatee Fan began. James then said, cool, the world hasn't exploded yet. Ben didn't fall off his chair. He spoke too soon, as suddenly the Goatee-powered people clashed. Goatee Man rushed towards his Goatee Fan, jumped through the air, and aimed a foot at Fan's chest. Unsurvivable crisis, near death, cheese to survival, etc. Goatee Fan fell on his back.
No, they won't take this world again, Goatee Man heroically shouted. I will stop those in my way. Suddenly, Goatee Fan kicked Goatee Man over just before he was about to deliver the final blow. Tails Boy entered. Goatee Man fell staggeredly back. He had not expected such an attack. You've asked for it now. He leapt to save him, but then Goatee Man threw Tails Boy away. So then James kicked Goatee Fan's butt. Like a Bosch. Tails Boy, Goatee Man cried. You saved me. Goatee Man shot a ball of lightning from his hands. James said, Dude, keep refreshing Miiverse with the L button more. I was the who saved you. He had not realized James had randomly entered the story. The ball accidentally rushed towards him. Tailsboy jumped in front of James and got hit. His legs weakened and came crashing to the ground. No! Goatee Man cried. So James jumped off a cliff. He was so bored and couldn't be bothered continuing the story. It was an accident. It was meant for Goatee Fan, not Goatee Man. Behind him, they left some resources to help the apparent quest or something. Goatee Man took the resources, but he couldn't live with himself for causing the death of his ally. He started to change. His mind lost its sanity. The paradox, he said. This is how it starts. With that sudden realization, Goatee Man reverted back to Badham. So he went to a doctor. The doctor was none other than Nigel. A new patient. Nigel excitedly exclaimed, "Smashing!" However, Nigel was a French Space Canadian, undercover in the hospital. Badham was not trapped in Nigel's room. "What's going on?" he fearfully asked. "We're going to replace your brain," Nigel said in a German accent. "It isn't dangerous," Badham stuttered, chilled to his bones. "Has anyone actually survived?" "Shh! I doctor now," he whispered before knocking him out with a fire extinguisher. Badham was unconscious and defenseless. Would anybody save him? Probably. The Space Canadian kicked open the door and arrested Nigel. Mondo rushed in to save the day. "Too late," said the Space Canadians. Mondo decided to sit in the corner and cry. Strangely, Mondo's tears contained by mystical powers, a power which could save people from danger. "How convenient," Nigel said. The Space Canadian got the Space Canadian clown to help him stop crying, but Mondo cried for 9 hours. Nigel then attempted to get Monodo's tears, only to be stopped by Dan Edelman. So he just killed him. Monodo used his own tears as a self-defense mechanism and repeated revived himself from the dead. "You foolish mortals can never defeat me," he shouted. They waited until he stopped crying and then killed him. But the Space Canadians stopped Nigel from killing him. They realized Monodo was actually a ghost. Then the Space Canadians became spaced chimps once again. After living for 10 million years, "Do you get killed a few times?" he stated. Justin Bieber lived for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 years. No one noticed that Nigel had tied up Badham amongst the chaos. Nigel made his escape. Badham knew what to say now. "Help me," he screamed. The person who helped was Mr. Fantastic Fox. The rest of the French Space Canadians came to pick up Nigel from the hospital. Nigel asked, "Why did the Space Canadians turn into space chimps again?" "Because Mr. Epic said so," said Mr. Incredible, known to his mates as Craig the Awesome. "Hey!" Badham escaped, but his brain had already been swapped with the evil Dr. Chopsticks. Badham, with Dr. Chopstick's brain, knew he had to travel back in time to ensure the future was created by using a paradox, so he rode Reverse Merman at 88 miles per hour to travel back in time. Thus explains he and Reverse Merman descended from the clouds roughly 500 posts ago. It also explains why there are 2 Reverse Mermans at once and why Badham was actually evil. They went to the Egyptian days and knocked down the pyramids, and blew the Sphinx's nose off. Then Tutankhamun chased Badham into Cleopatra. She sung, "Cleopatra coming at ya." After this destruction, he went to the timeline he intended to time loop himself forever. The end of Badham's story. Please continue without him. Tutankhamun and Cleopatra traveled to 9473. In this time, everything was made of chrome and even flowers. The ruler was none other than Nigel. The air was made from chrome gas. When it rained, chrome in liquid form, the only web browser left is Google Chrome. It was Chrome because some madman had the idea to copy a SpongeBob episode. All the other browsers turned into Chrome browsers. Nigel was the madman behind it, an unfair tyrant who ruled the land with unjust ideas. The only group against his reign of terror was the PKRS Rebellion, and amongst them was Jacob, a.k.a. Tails Boy. He threw German bratwurst at Nigel and ran away. Soon after, all the chrome turned into fire. Meanwhile, the Space Canadians had started a new Canadian-only civilization in space. The PKRS Rebellion had to evacuate people from Earth into space civilization. Amongst them was insert Canadian celebrity and insert Canadian celebrity. However, in a turn of shocking events, Nigel was also the leader of the space civilization. The PKRS Rebellion had no choice but to dethrone the king once more. The merciful leader of the Space Canadian civilization, insert Canadian celebrity, let them in. So a man known only as Legend, the Beard, teamed up with... Oh, no so! The two realities are combining again. Okay, reset time. But the story was just going to be an epic war between PKRS and Nigel with the Space Canadians. But Nigel isn't Canadian. He can't be the leader of the Space Canadians. He took the Space Canadians by force. He became their leader against their will. Meanwhile, in the hyperspace, there was a family party happening, which meant many fights. Meanwhile, in space, the Beard Reverse Merman Mark II planned their assault on Nigel. The Beard sent propaganda to the family party. You're fighting. Come for fight for justice. Today, we and Nigel's reign of terror, once and for all, created the home for everyone. Who shall join us? The Beard screamed heroically. Yeah, all right, said Carl Pilkington. We need comic artists. A random comic artist shouted. Our heroes promptly hired Matthew from Brawl in the family. I'll do it, yelled Matt. Go crazy, said S. Then it's time, said the Beard. He looked at Matt. The guards are coming. Can you handle them? So Matt, Crazy S. Manado, and comic artist went to New York to make the comic. Well, that's not quite what I mean, sighed the Beard awkwardly. Reverse Merman, get them! Reverse Merman flopped on the ground and quickly into the guards, knocking them off their feet. The Beard bravely dashed towards Nigel's fortress, but was surrounded by laser turrets. I see you, the turrets said. A flurry of red beams scattered near the Beard's position. Explosions made a booming pow. The Beard covered his ears and hid behind cover. A little help would be nice, anyone, he cried. There was a strange white object on the floor. It was a portal gun. He picked it up and escaped. He shot one portal into a wall and the other to secure a wall near Nigel's fortress, and dived through. How convenient, he laughed. But now I really need help. Is anyone there? It turns out he was actually in Aperture Science, and Nigel was really GLaDOS. Which explains how Nigel was still alive. Wheatley and Space Corps arrived to help. Space, we're in space. Space Corps bellowed. Okay, thanks. Thanks for that. Let's go, the Beard ordered. Meanwhile, in Space Canada, the Space Canadians were watching Caddyshack. They put space maple syrup on their space pancakes. I hope you like my technical prowess. Watch this, Wheatley said while he bashed open Nigel's doors. Nigel something by giving surgery. Then, Runner 7, more walks, was announced. The Beard knew Nigel's trick, for he had been in this room before. You should have destroyed Badham. Brian, the Beard laughed. I've found it quite useful as my own. Thank you.
Wow, it's so weird that they do a countdown for a video. Okay. This is so weird. Let me just hide that. Alright. But that's where you're wrong, for I had your brain all along. What? The beard questioned. But these memories, they're fake, Nigel laughed. Liar! The beard screamed as he launched his fist at Nigel. I do not lie, said Nigel seriously. Nigel caught his fist and crushed it with his hand. I know your every move, Nigel explained. But you don't know mine, a voice called from afar as they charged into the room. It was Master Toilet Paper and Silly Buffalo. They teamed up with Wheatley and the Space Corps and knocked Nigel back. Nigel countered. But all of his attacks missed. The four of them held him down. Now, Beard, finish him. Falcon Faunch. Nigel looked into the Beard's eyes. You can't. Do you know who I am? I created you, he cried. The Beard paused, his falcon punch. The created will always rebel against their creator. And with that, the falcon punch hit. Nigel was defeated. PKRS Rebellion had won. Erner, screamed the Derpy Gang. The Derpy Gang. The entire Derpy Gang, and Crazy S, and Uno Mucho, came to where Nigel laid. And everyone was happy as they were liberated once and for all. The Beard left, never to be seen again. He went on a journey of self-discovery, or something. Then Nigel's fortress exploded, sending everyone inside of it far into the universe. Then it fell into the void. They were all dancing as they fell into the void. And then they decided to do the Harlem Shake. Story readers from Gaijin Games do the Harlem Shake. Don't know what that means. In the void, they were reunited with Command Girl Video and Reverse Merman. Then, random costumes went onto the Harlem Shaking people. Then they had to escape from the dangerous void. This way, screamed Derpy Fish. Command Girl and Video led the escape. Despite everything that had happened, she was still happy. Earn it, screamed Derpy Fish as he followed Command Girl Video. They had escaped the void within half a second. When they got out, they Harlem Shaked again. Uncle Dill tried to buy them his lottery winnings. Uncle Dill tried to buy them out with his lottery winnings, but he found that it was the wrong story. Now they needed to find a new home, as pretty much everywhere had exploded. For the 300 millionth time, Kalushaboom. Kablooshaboom. What gets in... Whoa, Jesus. Derpy Fish is hard to read. I suck at the internet. Word gets in Idira. Let's drink orange juice, screamed Derpy Fish. Derpy Fish, you so derpy, screamed Uno Mucho. Then Tetsuya Nomura told everyone they could restore the world with the light in their hearts. Open your hearts, ordered Derpy Potato, which was convenient because Command Girl Video was happy enough to recreate the universe. Come on, Command Girl Video, recreate the universe. But she made too many rainbows and ponies. Ner, screamed the Derpy Gang. There can never be too many rainbows, sang PKRS Club. Yes, there can, screamed Pooh, and he started to play the Lavender Town music loudly. Nerp, screamed the Derpy Gang. If there can never be too many rainbows, said Command Girl Video. Then she turned the earth into an enormous spherical rainbow. That universe is too cute, screamed Derpy Octopus. Ah, screamed Pooh, I'm allergic to rainbows. Now in the rainbow world, everyone was happy and everything was finally peaceful, apart from Pooh because rainbows made him sneeze. Some people went to Universe 773 of rainbows, pink and ponies. Is there a way to cure your allergy, Pooh? Asked Command Girl Video. Achoo! Pooh was sneezing like crazy. Like my friend when the pollen count is high. I achooed. I don't know. Pooh, would you prefer to live in Universe 666, Universe of Tacos? Asked Crazy S. Yes, said Pooh. Pooh quickly packed his bags, along with the Derpy Gang, because they thought the Earth was too cute. He asked Crazy S if he wanted to come. I don't want to come, Pooh. I'm going on vacation in Universe 2021, where Pokemon exist, said Crazy S. I'll visit sometime. What? I want to live there. Pooh got a ticket just to go there. I just got a ticket to go there, Pooh said. Pooh then confessed that he was allergic to tacos. Pooh finds a taco and picks it up. See? Achoo, said Pooh. There were others who were unhappy, as everyone had left Wheatley and the Space Corps in space. Okay, are you allergic to Pokemon? I'm going to live in their universe, not a vacation anymore. Nope, I'm not allergic to Pokemon, said Pooh. Crazy S, Pooh, who is also Uno Mucho, and the Derpy Gang went to Universe 2021. Can someone bring me to Universe 2021 too? Wheatley asked. We're in space, Space Corps cried. Then Derpy Hooves joined Derpy Gang after wondering why he wasn't in it. Pooh got out of his spaceship and connected the two rockets. The rockets exploded. Pokeverse was actually unrelated to Pokemon. But Command Girl video saved everyone and took them to Universe 2021. Pooh, Crazy Ass, and the Derpy Gang got out of their rockets just in time. You're nert earner Goring cause you're a perny. You're not in a gang because you're a pony, said Fish to Hooves. Look at all these Pokemon, Pooh screamed. He and Crazy Ass lived happily in Universe 2021. Command Girl Video went back to Earth, where she lived a happy life with her husband Commander Video. Get over hurt, Derpy Potato said. Then Snow White made a film in 2037. Crazy Ass lived in Pallet Town for a while, but then said, I'm going to go on an adventure, and left. So Derpy Hooves went to the universe of horses. All evil had been stopped, all timelines had been corrected, and all paradoxes solved. Pooh lived in Humalao City because he was obsessed with the music. The PKRS Rebellion changed their name to the PKRS Club and had their own PKRS universe. Then the PKRS Club was raided by Lara Croft. Crazy Ass missed the PKRS Club, so he visited their universe a few times. It was fine and dandy, everyone was happy. Pooh became a Pokemon master. Luckily, on one visit, Crazy Ass helped PKRS stop Lara Croft from robbing their comics. People started protesting because Dandy was no longer released on paper. There was no longer any trace of Nigel or his rebellious creation, the Beard. Then Lara Croft got the Space Chimps to take down PKRS Club. Mr. Epic hates Space Chimps, so then PKRS Club wondered if they would ever see the Beard again. He killed the Space Chimps. Statues were erected in the Beard's image for stopping Nigel, happily and ever after. Then everyone realized it was almost the end, 1,000 comments soon. Everyone stayed in close contact with good friends forever. People managed to get rid of Lara Croft and Baby. Everyone was happy. Everyone screamed at the fact that there were little comments left. Shiver. Runs off camera. I don't know if I was supposed to do that. The end. Runner 4 was released. The end. Final comment from Sonic. I'll even have the 101st. 1001st. 1001st. Technically. That's what I wrote. And 1002. I'm just so awesome Nintendo lets me go over the limit. Yeah, you be jealous. You can't do this. I fram weasels. Waffles. Thank you and good night. I'm still commenting in Batum and other people's worthless attempts to get the last one. The end, if anyone lets me go last. Just stop, you guys. You're making me lose my temper. What is PKRS? Baby, don't hurt me no more. This is Sparta. This is the end. Credit to Jacob Hypno Farouk for the lovely song. Master Toilet Papers, Kinfu, and Waffles sponsored Miiverse Storytime 3, the best story ever 2. Then the universe exploded. The Space Canadian survived. The end. No, this is the ending. Then people from the dead came back, and one of them became the king of the place. The end. Wow, 1,000 posts? That's long. Will there be a Miiverse Storytime 4? Because a story like this needs a sequel. This story should be called The Storyteller's Destruction because, let's be honest here, if I didn't destroy the universe in the story, then the last 300 comments wouldn't even happen. How am I going past 1,004 comments? The next comment I make will start a Miiverse record. 1,006 comments. This post has a record for having the most comments on a post in the Miiverse universe. The end. See you next week.
これは変なバッファローです。どうも。